sitting at a bar on Saturday night and nothing's going to happen for me, right?
Correct. Especially if you're a man. If you are a decently attractive woman and you were to sit by yourself at a bar on a Saturday night, whether you wanted it or not, you would soon have company. But a man could be brilliant, he could be rich, he could be a neurosurgeon, and he could drink by himself all night. Okay? So men need game in the sense of they need to they need some strategy in order to attract the opposite sex. That's very different from the strategies that women do. I'm not going to say that women don't have to do that. They do all kinds of things to their appearance, right? Because that's generally what's most important to men, especially on first blush, with respect to their attraction to women. So they do all kinds of things with respect to their figure and their dress and their fashion and their makeup and things like that. Men, for better or for worse, we don't really have to worry about that as much. So there are a few different strategies that consistently work to increase your attraction as a man to women. Let's see if I can remember them. Cocky and playful is an old standby from the pickup community. Being like, this is a tough one. It's not the best one, but being like funny, being the funny guy can work. Like there's, but it can also backfire because at some point you do have to kind of transition from being kind of like goofy and playful to being sexual. And sometimes that can feel like a bait and switch to a woman. Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah, you don't want to be a clown. When you're funny, it's nice, but a lot of people get this wrong. Because it's very easy to get it wrong. And you can start to look like, you're making yourself a fool for her. You're making yourself to essentially just try to please her. You're not being funny. You are what they are laughing at. You are not laughing with these people, with her. She's laughing at you because you're the clown, basically. And this is not just in relationships. This is also just with friendships and having conversations with people and relationships with other people. So I feel like a lot of people, because of they lack the social skills, they don't know how to, they don't know the type of emotions or the type of actions to execute in certain situations. They just falter or use the default setting, which is to laugh at it. Laugh at every awkward situation, laugh at every uncomfortable situation you are in, and it's kind of like that fake laughter. You don't want to be a clown in your relationship, so you just obviously this is kind of like a deviation from what he's saying, but it is very important for a man to know how to use other techniques to get himself out of that awkwardness rather than just using laughter. And also being funny can be very, very different, because a woman can look at you as you being funny, but she can also look at you as being a clown. There's a big difference, and you need to know how to discern that.
I used to say, I wish I didn't have to laugh my way into pussy, but that was what he had to do, apparently. There is also like low activation game, which is just sort of like confidence and not giving a woman much energy. That works if you already have, let's say, some reputation buy-in. If you have a table in the VIP bottle section of a club, for instance, you already have some social validation that you have the money to spend on that. So you don't necessarily have to work as hard to attract attention to yourself, because like you did that passively with respect to your structure. And so you can actually kind of be a little bit more aloof and withdrawn, which makes you potentially seem even more attractive in that moment, right? But the essence of game is to stimulate an emotional reaction in a woman. That is the easiest way to seduce a woman, is to stimulate an emotional response in her. And it doesn't even really matter what the emotion is. It doesn't even have to be a positive emotion. I mean, that's why negging works on some level.
Which is disrespecting.
It's a teasing, playful disrespecting, yes. It's sort of like treating a girl like your bratty little sister. So it shouldn't be anyway, a real cold-hearted, harsh disrespect. It should be
Playful.
playful. The idea here is that I'm so confident in your presence that I can kind of toy with your beauty that I know will dazzle and stun and petrify other men. It has no effect on me.
Confidence goes a long way.
Confidence is amazing. So one of the things that a lot of guys don't understand, I've had a few different careers in my life so far. I used to be an actor. And when I was an actor as a young man, it was easier for me to get laid than when I was a rich, successful doctor. It's changed a little bit now that I'm somewhat famous, but until I started the YouTube channel and it blew up, it was much, much harder for me to get laid as a successful entrepreneur, doctor, than being a broke theater actor in New York City. And this is baffling to guys, but the fact of the matter is that you do not need money to get laid. You might need money if you want to get married, but you definitely don't need money to get laid. And a lot of guys, and it's a kind of a function of their male rational mindset. They listen to talks online or they buy programs and what do women want? And they say, okay, women want abs, women want tall guys, women want rich guys. And they think, okay, well, some of those things I can do, some of those things I can't do. But it's like, okay, I'll get the abs, check. I'll get the money, check. And so now all I have to do is go up in front of a woman and say, in so many ways, and just let her know, hey, I am a rich guy with abs, and they're supposed to just like line up to fuck them. And let me tell you that's not how it works. So I call those things attraction